A new study's found that microplastics are so prevalent in the body that 100% of the men who were tested had the cancer-causing plastics present in their reproductive organs. Wow, we've done this story a couple of times, but this new study it's terrifying.
It really is. I mean, we're looking at this study out of the University of New Mexico, and they said, okay, we're going to examine dozens of men who had passed away. So these were, cadavers that they used from the morgue's office, and they said, well, let's check for microplastics. In every single one, not 99%, not 90, 100% of these men, they found dangerous concentrations of microplastics in the testicles of these men. I mean, absolutely just wreaking havoc on reproductive systems. And again, these were men that had already passed away, but the researchers say this is kind of representative of what we're dealing with in the general population.
Well, they're finding PVC plastics in the testicles of men. I mean, that's unprecedented. You could go back, you go back even 50 years. You're not going to find this. But there's so much of it that here's the number: 329 micrograms per gram of tissue. Now, understand, this is a plastic. The human body is taking on 329 micrograms in every gram of tissue in the human body. And right now, we don't even know what the diseases are going to be. You know, this Dr. Yu who did this study, to his credit, he said, look, I wasn't even looking at this for the same reason that you might think. I was looking at it because the reproductive numbers have been decreasing more and more. And he said, I want to go find out what it is. Well, this is what they're finding in human testicles. And they haven't even really taken a look at what the effect is on female yet.
Right.
You know, they're assuming there's a parallel to it. But I guess the only way you can get around it is you've got to change your lifestyle. You don't have to drink out of plastic bottles. You know, there's all kinds of alternatives. But in a plastic, you did a story on just the plastic bottles. Remember the drinking bottles that we were talking about?
Yeah.
And the numbers were staggering of the amount of plastic, microplastic, that would move through the body. And now we know where it sits.
Yeah.
It sits in the reproductive organs of males, we know. And they're now looking at how does it affect females.
Right, and they're basically looking at this to go ahead, because this is kind of step one of what Dr. Yu was trying to find out, because he's looking across the world and we're seeing decreasing sperm rates in men all over the planet. Mm-hmm. So he wants to find out why. So now finding this, it kind of opens another door for them to launch more research saying, okay, well, is there cause and effect here? You know, is there this correlation? Do we have causation? Or is this just a weird coincidence that is unpleasant and could cause cancer? We don't know yet, but we could be looking at, massive spikes in cancers in the coming years from this. Definitely reproductive issues, failure to be able to conceive. Anything like that is on the table right now because we're only scratching the surface on what these microplastics are doing.
At least do one thing. Stop drinking out of plastic bottles. Yeah. At least begin there. I don't know what to tell you beyond that because this is just now developing. We're finding the sources that are being found in male testicles, and it's going to be found in women's reproductive systems too. I'm convinced of that. But it's hard to even advise what do you do. I mean, it's just so ubiquitous right now.
That it had helped dirty money flow through its branches around the world, including at least 800...
Plaintiffs allege that the defendants provided money and medical goods to terrorist groups Hezbollah and Jaish al-Mahdi.
This is a well-organized business for these individuals that carry out these attacks. Terrorism is a business, and they run it like a business.
They knew about what was going on for a decade. They absolutely, no question about it, knew that HSBC was washing money. They had every reason to understand it was for terrorism and it was for drug cartels. Took no action whatsoever.
These banks are involved. Their accounts are connected, and they're using them to mask the transactions. The more complicated they can make the transactions, the more distance they can put between the bad guys and a seemingly legitimate purpose of these funds.
They pay $1.9 billion, which is a drop in the bucket compared to what they've made, and nobody goes to prison. These CEOs, these bankers that made this decision, they're safe at home. They know what they've done. It's resulted in the death of Americans, contractors and soldiers, not just hundreds, but thousands. And we look the other way because they don't look like criminals. The die is cast. The people that are responsible are on Wall Street.
And they don't look like criminals. It's almost a suspension of disbelief. Sometimes I'll have people call me and say, is this real? Do they really get away with this? Yeah, they do.